Frank Lloyd Wright, pioneer of contemporary American architecture. Through his works, the harmony that he establishes with mankind and his environment is evidenced, a philosophy that he called organic architecture. Each work makes sense only in the place in which it is located, since it is that condition of place, and the functional resolution of the program, the principles on which its projects are raised. The Unity Temple, also known as the home of the Unitarian Universalist congregation, is a church located in Oak Park, Illinois, considered a masterpiece within the modernist movement of the early 20th century. It was erected between 1905 and 1909. With a limited budget, the architect makes use of reinforced concrete to reduce costs. At the same time, as a result of the use of this material, it is possible to consolidate an aesthetic and structural language around it. It is displaced as a heavy mass on the site. The arrangement of a reduced number of openings in the composition of the facades is understood from the intention of reducing the noise from the street. Wright's concept for the building was to create a space for both the sacred and the secular. This concept evolved into two separate volumes that respectively house the temple, or sacred space, and a community space for assemblies and classrooms. Both are connected by means of a vestibule. The Robie House is the most representative example of the so-called prairie houses designed by the architect. The client wanted a house protected against fires, without closed spaces and devoid of decorative elements. Clad mainly in Roman brick, the house stands on a corner lot in the Hyde Park neighborhood near the University of Chicago. The base of the composition is a large longitudinal block, apparently symmetrical, with a shallow roof and pronounced eaves at both ends. The set of serial windows regulates the composition on the southern boundary. A volume that forms a large balcony frames them, while casting a deep shadow on a similar series of windows on the ground floor. Above the main block emerges a level that houses bedrooms. This volume generates a transversal axis that sets the entire composition in motion. On one side, there is a vertical element that contains the large chimney that anchors all the horizontal planes below it. Inside, Wright projects a program where spaces are open to others, with the aim of obtaining visual transparency, a greater profusion of light and a feeling of spaciousness. As partitions between the spaces, light partitions and panels at different heights are used. It stands on top of a hill, located south of Los Angeles, California. From there, you get impressive views of the entire city. The house was built from an experimental system of concrete blocks. The patterns of the blocks allude to Mayan and Aztec temples. A rhythmic language is created based on the systematic repetition of the ornament that is subject to the inherent grid of the walls. The spaces have a linear distribution, where the successive rooms are connected to each other and to the patios and terraces. The spaces are distributed around the dining room, which is located in the center of the house. Adjacent to it, the living room is arranged. By means of a large loggia, the bedrooms are organized. The large terrace offers great views of the city. First house for Herbert and Catherine Jacobs, considered within the set of Usonian houses projected by Wright. Spatial continuity is sought by eliminating unnecessary barriers, with a single type of floor-to-ceiling opening, and extending the interior flooring on the exterior terraces sheltered by the roof overhang. The L-shaped project appears to embrace the terrain. With its back to the cold north winds, it protects itself from the views of the street by turning completely to the garden, towards which the living room and bedrooms open. The house is accessed through the outside corner of the L shape. On the largest wing of the project are housed the living room, the dining room area, and the kitchen open to the dining room. The bedrooms are concentrated in the short wing. At the Bear Run Nature Preserve in Pennsylvania stands one of the iconic works, not just of Wright, but of modern architecture. Fallingwater House redefined the relationship between man, architecture, and the natural environment. Designed as a rest residence for the Kaufman family, the house rises above a small waterfall that gives rise to its name. The construction sits on the rocks that serve as the foundation for the project. The volumetric composition and layout are organized based on the volume of the fireplace. A thin vertical element covered by stone tiles, which contrasts with the long horizontal overhangs that make up some of the terraces within the project. The windows remain free in the corners, thus emphasizing the horizontality of the facades. The program is distributed over 3 floors. The first level is made up of the living room, which offers a series of views towards the landscape. The second level contains the main room, and the third level houses the secondary rooms. House study of the architect, located in the desert of Arizona. The approximately 240-hectare site is planned as a winter home, a Wright studio, and an architecture campus. Wright's interest in adapting architecture to its immediate surroundings is evident in this work. The building is constructed according to the elements and materials of the local architecture. The guiding axis of the project is oriented according to the mountains that border the desert, with the intention of directing the views towards the valley. The lines of the wooden beams act as a reflection of the profiles that draw the peaks on the horizon. The terraces and spaces that connect the different volumes of the complex are a nod to the desert that surrounds the work. Wright solves the adaptation to the climate in a passive way, with the use of eaves, pergolas, and walls that collect and filter the strong light of the desert, and in the same way, allow a free circulation of air. The roof is solved with wooden frames on which a cloth is placed that filters the light. A 67-meter-high building, distributed over 19 floors. In plan, the project is divided into 4 quadrants that are articulated around a central nucleus, which resembles the trunk of a large tree. The southwest quadrant houses double-height apartments, while the rest function as offices. The quadrant intended for residential use varies formally with respect to the rest, offering spaces more in keeping with its function, and is framed on the outside by serial vertical elements that run the entire height of the building and give dynamism to the composition. Each of the slabs of the different levels of the tower extends in a cantilever from the central trunk, which refers to the branches of a tree. The outer walls hang from the floors and are lined with copper sheets. Posthumous work of the architect. The building is located in front of Central Park in New York. The Guggenheim Museum, by itself, is transformed into a work of high plastic value. A horizontal volume, as a plinth, serves to displace another cylindrical volume, which resembles a rolled white ribbon. The volume is wider at the top than at the base. Inside, the galleries form a perimeter spiral, while a huge void is generated in the center of the volume. Thus, the visitor sees the works, while he walks up an ascending helical ramp, which runs through the 6 levels of the cylinder. The user, when going up through the ramp, generates a continuous linear path. The large interior space is illuminated by a huge circular skylight that completes the volume. Frank Lloyd Wright. Defender of the philosophy of organic architecture, the innovative use of industrial materials, and a new approach to the American way of life. Is there any other work by this great architect that you think was missing in this video, or one in particular that you would like us to analyze in depth? We would love to hear your opinion. We invite you to let us know in the comment box. If you like the video, it would be of great value if you help us share it. You can also subscribe to the channel. For your attention, thank you very much. See you next time.